Hi everybody, welcome to the South Australian Sports. I hope you can stay with us for the next hour. We've got plenty coming up on the show. We've got athletics, we've got boxing, we've got rugby, we've got basketball, lots to get across in this next hour, so I hope you can stay with us. And as always, the two-time gold medalist from the Olympic Games, Britt Elsley, joins us. Britt, how are you?
Good, yeah.
Life's going pretty good for you?
Happy to be here, yeah.
Happy to be here. Hey, some good news. Australian Open, of course, coming up in January, and we're all excited about that. Rafael Nadal has now said he's available to play.
He'll be here, yeah.
Are you a Rafa fan?
I'm more a Federer
fan?
Yeah.
Did you see the article the other day? It was an article about Federer saying through this period where he hasn't played because of COVID and his knee injury, he's been playing more tennis with his kids, and his kids have now fallen in love with the game. But the kids have said to him, Dad, we don't want you to coach us. Okay, well, we've got the best tennis player in the world. We don't want you to coach us.
Gosh, I probably wouldn't be knocking back that. But I guess it's still their dad. Like to us, it's Federer, but to them, it's dad, and you don't want dad coaching you.
No, but you know, as a swimmer, how you had to get on a plane on your own and get from Queensland to wherever you're going. Imagine, Dad, can we borrow the jet? Can we borrow the jet? We need to fly over. Just jump the private jet. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
So we'll take that part from Dad. We just don't want the coaching part. Okay, we'll leave that out. Exactly. And Dominic Thiem, he said he's coming.
Yeah.
So we wait and see whether Novak comes or not. And I've got a feeling Novak's going to turn up. So
he's not going to miss it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's got a record in the waiting. Of course, Dylan Alcott has announced this week it's his 24th Grand Slam and his last one. He has been an absolute superstar for the Paras and the tennis.
Yeah, he's such an amazing person, and he's just been such a good advocate for, disability and Paralympics, but also just being a good bloke and just like being an Aussie legend. So I think the footage of him doing a shoey at the Oz Open, that just really I loved him before that, but that just really got me on board the Dylan train.
I reckon we had a chance to see him in Tokyo too, embracing in the game where he'd only just won, and you could see that he was exhausted from it. Yet he was able to reach across the net to the opposite player and say, mate, you were fantastic. It was the toughest game I've ever played. And you go, I think he's just showing all those qualities that we see from Ash Barty, that we've seen from other sports people. So it's impossible not to embrace him, and go, he's just terrific. So out of it, 7 times he's been the Aussie Open winner. He's won 15 Grand Slams, 8 double Grand Slams. It's a pretty impressive record.
It's incredible. Yeah. For him to just back up each and every time. I think he makes it look easy. Yes. That's the thing. Like every time we see him out on the court, we're like, oh, Dylan's got it in the bag. Like he'll win this even at the Paralympics. But he's still got to win it. Like he's still got to piece it together, and he makes it look easy.
He does. Yeah.
It shows he's an incredible athlete, but it's also his mindset that he has, his approach to life, I think is just admirable, but also you just want to take some of that on board. And he's such a great role model for not only people with disabilities, but also everyone.
Yeah, I think he's a great model. We had Isaac Humphries in a couple of weeks ago talking about his tunes for charity that he had, and we will play at the end of the show as a special tribute that Isaac and the people put together for Russell Lee. But it is spectacular to the song Hallelujah, so you need to stay on and see that at the end of the show. Russell Lee, of course, a lot been said about the great man this week. I was fortunate I worked with Russ for 3 or 4 years, became really close mates. Amazing. And it's just sad for his family, for Di and the kids, obviously with the passing from the battle he had with leukemia, but it's great to see the outpouring of people and how they remember Russ, and what a great sports person, what a great ambassador he was off the field as well. Have you, because he would have finished playing by the time you came to Adelaide, did you know much about Russell Ebert?
I didn't, but I have heard a lot about him. Like even in the last few weeks, I don't think one person has had anything bad to say about him. He's just left such a legacy that it's just a reminder that you can be super successful, but it's also about how you make people feel, and that lasting impact that you have on so many. And it's just clear that he's had so much impact on so many people throughout Adelaide, but also within the AFL community, and even probably worldwide as well. So it's sad that sometimes you have to wait for people to pass away for them to really see the magnitude of the impact that they've had on everyone, but also it's very touching to see the tributes kind of pour out, and just a sad time for the family, but also just really special that there's been so much tribute being paid to him.
Yeah, I don't think in all the time that I've been around Russell and the people I've seen approach him, I don't think I ever saw anyone walk away and not feel better about themselves. And that's the part that I remember most about it. I mean, I remember all the great sporting accolades, but the ability to people to come and approach him and for him to give them time.
Yeah.
And then as they walked away, actually felt better about meeting him. Now that as a person, and then I saw him do the same through his coaching career with juniors and other teams. So just a magnificent bloke and just a fun person to be around. Time to get to Jamie for the news. Jamie, what have you got for us?
Thanks, guys. Let's get right into it. In local footy, switching to community clubs seem to be a trend at the moment for some SANFL players. Premiership players Angus Poole and Jake Von Bertuch have decided to leave Woodville West Torrens to join the Kadina Football Club. The same goes for Jack Ellsworthy, who has previously played for Port and South Adelaide. Paul and Ellsworthy say that playing in the SANFL has become quite time-consuming as they grow older and are looking to pass on their vast knowledge of the game onto some of Kadina's younger players. Eagles player Tom Smoosh has signed on with Port District, taking a break from the SANFL to play Division 1 in the Adelaide Footy League. Alex Lotto has also announced his departure from South Adelaide, opting to play Division 2 with Sacred Heart Old Collegians. Following the decision to ban jump racing, the Oakbank Racing Club Committee have been threatened with legal action by members of the club that disagree. After being denied a meeting to discuss the issue, members say they will elevate the case to the Supreme Court in an effort to legally challenge the decision. According to the chairwoman of the Oakbank Racing Committee, they had refused because the documentation request they had received was invalid based on legal advice they had sought out. She also said that this had been communicated to the dissatisfied members and that they are able to resubmit their request in future. Nick Redden, the chief executive of Racing SA, has made it clear that jumps racing will come to an end next year. In basketball news, Adelaide-born Joe Ingles has been making waves in America, playing a star role for Utah Jazz in the NBA this season. He recently led Jazz to halftime in their match against the Houston Rockets, racking up 14 points in 13 minutes of game time, just shy of 70% accuracy. Although their momentum slowed down towards the end of the game, Jazz still managed to take the win, with Ingles proving himself to be a force to be reckoned with. That's all I've got for you this week. I'm Jamie Tenikoff. You guys most likely won't see him again until next year, so in the meantime, have a lovely Christmas and a Happy New Year. More on the way after the break.